السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. ربي إني مسني الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. So, this is Kawthar, inshallah, today, and we studied this verse, underlined what it means really, and we said that we said it's not really something to do with physical abundance, Kawthar, but it is something that satisfies human beings or human needs. And as a result, we said, not the money, not the property or anything in physical terms, but in order to make your heart satisfied, and you will be happy with your Creator. But this can only be obtained through, how can you obtain a satisfied heart? And
I think it's like a 3-step process.
Sorry?
I think it's like a 3-step process. Like
we studied.
Yeah.
That's it. What were they?
Well, first is, I'm diving right into it, but first is kind of receiving or getting the message. Second,
opening up to the message.
Opening
up yourself to the message. Message is always there, out there, either in the universe, either through the prophets or within your own
existence.
Human qualities within yourself. Yeah. I remember the second.
The second part that I remember was that you're like kind of implementing, acting, or maybe even putting that message to application. Like
the message
applying
into
it.
Application.
Yeah.
It means very in very practical terms, or not the practical. Yes, practical terms in very simple language. What is putting the message into one's life? It means shaping one's worldview accordingly and interpreting the things, everything, and looking for a satisfaction within your own selves by utilizing the message. But there should be no contradiction between what the message says, all through 3 venues: the universe, your human qualities, and the prophetic message. So there should be no contradiction. You can comfortably confirm them if you have not conditioned yourself. And it satisfies your human expectations, which is most human expectations are unlimited. Unlimited expectations can be only satisfied with this message. Put into practice means when the message comes to you, you encounter the message with your feelings and see if the message is true, confirm it, and satisfying you. There should be no unsatisfied human feeling if someone utilizes the message or messages The message is the same message, one message, but different sources of messages. But if there is a problem, we call them stress, depression, or hopelessness, feeling lonely, all this kind of very general problems that people are mostly suffering nowadays because their expectations are not met. They are not satisfied with their worldview, with our worldview, their worldview. So there is then dissatisfaction in one's life because they don't open up to the message and make the mutual correspondence with the message and what you need. If any message, if any human understanding or interpretation of the word does not meet what human feelings expect, we call them, inner expectations, does not satisfy, does not meet these expectations, either this message is not really correct or my interpretation and comprehension of the message is not correct. So check two ways. Don't check only the message, because only the message, to check only the message is not, or may not be evaluated by you correctly. So you have to come back, look, am I really conditioning myself in order to look for satisfaction, but with my condition is, my limitation is set forth by myself. For example, if I say, let's say something, I want something and it must happen right now. And usually it doesn't. Usually it doesn't right now. No, it is not in the order of the universe. It is not appropriate to the qualities that I have been given. So the order of the universe especially says, look, everything is acting according to certain orders, and you have to follow the orders. For example, in our practical life, in our physical life, what we do, for example, if you want something, you have to follow the set order within the universe, physically, nothing to do with human satisfaction. For example, if you want to, I don't know, have something, own something, you have to go by, you have to cultivate the earth or whatever, but you cannot get it immediately. That is how we are made, and this is a good lesson for us, that for our human expectations also the case is the same. So definitely check yourself first. Am I expecting something to happen against the conditions of the order of this universe? Check yourself. That's what is very useful. Do you remember the third stage, I think, putting?
Well, you kind of
combined.
said it in a way which I think is reaffirming after you've applied the message. So it's not just applying it, but confirming within yourself that this resonates or this is true to your understanding.
Now, this is Kawthar. Wherever you find full satisfaction, this is what this verse refers to. That's full satisfaction, because and it must be given freely. Atiyya, which is called freely. And if it costs something, yeah, for example, typical example, looking at the universe and questioning how it is existing, does it cost you anything? Do you go to a special place and pay for the travel expenses? No, anytime it is available. And also, if a prophet comes with a message, says, oh, I can give you the message, but with one condition, you have to pay me. Like the psychotherapists don't tell you if you don't pay. Yeah, it's correct. Free advice. No free advice. They say there is no free lunch in this world as far as the materialist worldview is concerned. But as far as God's preparation of the universe for it, it's free. No, we didn't pay anything. We didn't do anything. It's out there, ready. How about yourself? The prophetic message is free. How about your own human qualities? Does it cost you anything? So you don't have to take a PhD course and pay maybe tens of thousands of dollars for it. No. It's free, available. But why we don't benefit from it? Why we don't utilize it? We block. How? Because we may not follow our reality, rather we follow our ambitions. So these are the problems, our expectations, but everybody should respect, for example. Or everybody should spoil me. Whatever I want must be given to me. But mostly what? Physical things. Whatever I want must be given to you. Or somehow flattering words, artificial relationships. Yeah, not really genuine. Those people are, some people may be not aware of what they are seeking, really. So we have to be careful ourselves. This is a very good point or advice we get from the Quran. So the term here, inna, we said you can experience it, and a'tainaka, definitely we have given it to you, not we will give. Yeah? It is already given. Nothing you have to expect to fulfill it in its wholeness, or totality. It is already given. Everything is already given. The universe is yours. Your own human qualities is yours. And the prophetic message is given to you freely. None of the prophets charge anything. It is there, available, free. Okay. I think we are done with it, but the problem comes with the second verse. Now, therefore, for Salli, we always know that Salli means prayer. But this is a very early Meccan chapter. And that time, prayer or almost nothing really were introduced to people. It means they were really prescribed. They were not prescribed. The prayer was not introduced to the people, or not really ordered to pray, and they didn't know what Salah is, as we know it as prayer. It means we call it rituals, yeah, or practical side of the I wouldn't say order. I'm looking for a good word. Practical side of the requirements of religious message. There was nothing. So, Salli, there are many interpretation of it. Really, not only 1, 2, 3, but more than that. It means the word original word. There are different forms. You can say salla, you can say salah. You know, the roots are disputed. So the Quran is using it in a specific way. So in different contexts, but every context has different aspect of the same word. The most appealing meaning to me, Salah, means really stand firm. Yeah, stand firm. So support. What support who? Support who? Now, Kawthar. So what is given to you? Stand firm. You know, with the backbone. How do you say it? Vertebrates are called the same with the same word. Yeah, it means like this. Yeah, not we understand now is a practical ritual. Yeah.
I just want to follow. Sali means stand or support.
Stand firm, whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, like the standing on your backbones, right?
That's another meaning of Sali.
Yeah, of course. Support. Support. Yeah, for example, when we say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Yeah, what do we mean? Of course, just pray but what do you mean, for example, when you say salli? Do you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad? What do you mean?
Support the message.
Support the message, and I'm happy with it. So I am supporting it. I am following it. So I am happy with it.
Could testify be another word that could be used in this context?
I don't remember reading the words testify, but of course it inferred to this point, because if you stand firm with the message and support it, but how can you support the message? Going out to the street and shout that Islam is the best religion. So stupid. So meaningless. So how can you support the prophetic message for yourself? By agreeing with it and putting into practice in your life, implementing the requirements of the message into your life. That is salli. Yeah. Fasalli li rabbik. It means, yes, support, but not for own benefit. It is also the phrase is so interesting. Salli li rabbik. Of course, you can say pray to your Lord, right? Pray for what? Pray to your Lord for what? Now, if you say worship means fa'bud, not fa'bud rabbik, not salli li rabbik. Now, support not only for your own sake, but benefit from it, but in order to acknowledge whatever you are benefiting from, the source of whatever you are benefiting from. So whoever is the Lord, your Lord, so do it for his sake, right? Do it for his sake. It means, what do you do for the sake of your Lord? It means in order use all these venues of message in order to acknowledge who your Lord is. Ultimately, we don't really follow the message or all the three venues of the message for the sake of only our satisfaction, but the result of our satisfaction will be what? In order to express our support of or acknowledgement of our Lord, who is giving it to you. Not for your own sake, although in order to satisfy yourself only, it means for your own sake. But in order to get the result, what is the result? So when you get satisfaction, so okay, I'm satisfied, I understand, there's an eternal life, and in the eternal life, what? Everything will be given to me. And also, if I acknowledge it now here, I'm not in trouble in this world. While I'm living in this world, before I die, okay, is it the end of the story? Satisfaction? Is it?
No.
So what is that? So by finding out the solution for yourself, you have to be thankful, grateful, of the one who prepared it for you. That's why فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ. Right? فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ. For example, فَصَلِّ عَلَى رَبِّكَ. It's not. Sorry. عَلَى رَبِّكَ. For example, when you say صَلِّ عَلَى Muhammad, is different. But here, لِرَبِّكَ, it means it is the aim. You do something for what? You do something for what? Li, for what? Li, the meaning of li, many meanings, but one of the meanings of li, this is the preposition in Arabic, li for the purpose. For the purpose of. You are doing this in order to what? So if you do something in order to, you have to have an aim for it. So ultimately, we don't want to be in a miserable position. No one wants to be that. Okay, I have to, for example, with a simple classical, my never changing example is this, because I am a simple-minded man. So I can think of only simple examples. I don't like complicated examples, make it more complicated in order to understand the subject. So when you are angry, what is the aim that you have to fulfill now? To feed yourself? Why do you feed yourself? Why do you think you are in this?
To support, to be able to support. It's for a purpose.
For what is the purpose?
Daylight.
Sorry?
Able to support.
No, what? The support to purpose. What is the purpose?
I think I didn't get the question then.
So, okay, simple example. Well, I'm sorry that nothing is wrong with you, but my language and my expression of using the certain words are not clear because I am just learning English. So when you are hungry, why do you eat? There are two purposes. To satisfy your hunger, and is it all? What is that? Come on. Those people who yeah.
Life, support your body, don't die. Yeah.
So if you don't die, okay. I mean, it's very interesting. You don't die, and if you don't die today, tomorrow, 1 year, 10 years, and then you die. Well, there is no purpose. And dead end. Okay? Dead end. Why do you go? You have to travel somewhere, and there is a road which has dead end. Will you take any step at all in this road, which is dead end? They said, no, dead end. It means, oh, don't come here. It means if something ends with death, it means pointless. What is the point? Have you been eating until now?
Yes.
Why do you eat? What is the purpose?
The only thing I can think of is that in that moment,
Yeah.
when you're feeling hunger, it's almost as if the existence of hunger the feeling of hunger necessitates or requires for you to satisfy it.
Yes. Okay.
And therefore you act accordingly, which is in the at least in the example of hunger, is you feed yourself with food.
Okay. You are satisfied. Finish. Come on.
I mean,
I think there are people who know it. Yes.
You just have to obey the order.
Sorry. Yeah, you obey the order. Yeah, you obey the order. What? And look what happened. Why do you obey the order?
Because that is the order, like that.
So you obey the order in order to what?
It's a duty, like it feels like a duty.
Why is it a duty? Why do you think we are put in this world in a strange way that the one who set this world, it means set the order and set me within the order, yeah, in a connection with the rest of the world, rest of everything actually, and gave me the senses also. You don't have to go to the sun to understand what's going on there. You can really study it and understand what will happen, what is happening there, and there's a perfect order there, etc. You can do that. So we are given we are really endowed with the ability to search the universe. The people searched the universe and they said it has come into existence some billions years ago, blah, blah, lots of things. Okay, they say this is the purpose in the existence of the universe, to understand that it has been created 14 billion years ago. But okay, you learned what happened. Okay?
The purpose would be to act on the message, because the act of eating is an act of understanding the message, because we are.
So you understood the message and you fulfilled it and you ate the food and what? What is the main of the message? Yeah?
To acknowledge the source of our existence.
Acknowledge the source of our existence.
Acknowledge the source of our existence while we are eating. Yeah? Yeah? Correct. Lirabbik. Find out your Lord. It doesn't mean that you already know the Lord and just supporting him. No, no, no. In every action is an opportunity. It created an opportunity for us to reconfirm where we are getting the source. Excellent. So we have to support in order to acknowledge who our Lord is. So we have to eat, ideally. Yeah. When we are hungry, happily go and get what is provided for you already out there. Yeah. Just get it. Yes. Pick the fruit and vegetables there. Prepared for it.
It's called shoplifting.
Sorry?
I think it's called shoplifting.
Yeah, if you don't acknowledge the source, yes, it turns out to be a shoplifting. Excellent. Yeah, I like this idea. Perfect ideas, really. So what we do, we do shopliftings from the shop of the universe. Now, if you don't acknowledge it. But if you acknowledge that is the purpose, in order to know who your Lord is, for example, when you're hungry, you eat. What is the purpose of eating? Ultimate purpose of eating, while receiving, or since you receive the satisfaction, you start, oh, the one who satisfied me. Can the earth or the soil, water, or accident do that? They have no choice. They have no quality to prepare anything for me. Yeah, to design all sorts of millions of different living beings, or fruits and vegetables. Prepared all that, and the meat and everything. Even you wear something, lamp wool, right? It is given to you. You didn't create it. Yeah. This is one of the products of a creature employed by its creator. When you wear it, why do I wear it? To keep myself warm, right? So what? It's so pointless, purposeless to keep myself warm. Okay? What is the point? You keep keeping yourself warm. I'm not saying we should suffer from cold, but if the end result, end product of this action just to keep yourself warm, it is dead end. Dead end, because, okay, keep yourself warm, and then go to the grave. It may be warm, it may be cold. It doesn't help you anything. You rot there. Pointless. There must be a point in putting us within the order of this relationship and giving us the qualities to utilize them, to use them, to investigate the source of it. So every action, every need is given to us in order to understand who our Lord is. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ, in order to reach your Lord. Who Lord is, connect yourself to the Lord. It's a beautiful way of saying it. If only we don't really use our pre-accepted baseless religious knowledge. I'm afraid of it always. That is the obstacle. We know that Salim is real. Okay. Pray for Allah. Here it is, the translation. Therefore, pray to your Lord. No. Lirabbik. For the sake of your Lord. But in order to, for the sake of your Lord, what does your Lord need anything, or the one who created you need anything? So why do you think to your pray to your Lord? Acknowledgement. Excellent. To know who is treating you, right? Who is preparing everything for you. And when you understand it, support this understanding, make it standing up in your life. It means, fasalli, be consistent. That's my conclusion, my personal conclusion. Be consistent in your conclusion. Don't contradict yourself. Consistent.
Where did you get, I guess, how did you get to consistency? I understand
Firm,
that
standing firm is don't give up, don't forget, be consistent. Now, for example, if I stand up to support an idea, it means not only today, tomorrow I will give up. Is it really support?
No.
No, so be consistent. So also mixture of many sources saying something. I puzzle. What's the Sali? Sali is okay, this is consistency in your conclusion, in your acknowledgement of the source. Don't say today, I did it, and I'm a believer, I am a Muslim now. Okay, I'm done with my acknowledging my source because I believe in God. But every time you eat, what do you do that? Okay, you believe, why don't you die? Why don't you die now? Yeah, you experienced, you ate, you understood that someone is feeding you. Next time, why do you practice it again? Huh?
Well, it's contingent on whether I reach the same conclusion, right?
Whether I?
The consistency is contingent on whether I reach the same conclusion.
It every time.
Right.
Yes. But if you look at the universe, and if you really communicate with the universe with your own selves, whatever is existing within the order of the universe points to the same result. So we are made or created in such a way that we have to communicate continuously as a result of my need, and something is satisfying my need. This exchange, yes. my need and satisfying my need. Yeah. So if something happens to you, you want to have, for example, not you. For example, somebody is ill, and he is ill in order to seek health, healing, right? It's interactive. So when you seek healing, what is the purpose? Get to know who is providing the means of healing, right? For example, I have something here and there, so I'm waiting for healing. Yeah. And I said, oh, they will go, inshallah, in a week or something, because I'm used to communicating or learning it through my previous experiences, etc. But when I, for example, got healing, they say, okay, it is your, I don't know, immune system or whatever the technical word they use, it is your within your, it's a ridiculous language. The body repairs itself. I couldn't repair, but my body did. I was an intelligent man. As a man of learning, science, couldn't repair myself. But my body, which consists of particles, repairs me. That is the ridiculous language they produce now. Yep. If you go to a doctor and say, oh, the body will respond as if it's a very intelligent service. It's there. It's crazy. It's crazy. We have to watch out for the language, for the vocabulary that we are introduced to, and so much repeated with an confidence under the title of science or something. We just give in these ideas. We don't question, we don't challenge. Is it really correct? I think we understood Tasalli, the Rabbit. Yeah? Is it clear and for everyone? So any event that we need for anything, it is a deliberate position that we are put in order to communicate and reach a conclusion. Reach a conclusion. This verse says your conclusion must be to understand who your Lord is. It means who's taking the universe and putting you in this position and introducing himself to you through actions. God doesn't introduce himself, the creator, your Lord doesn't introduce yourself during your sleep and dream. Through your actions. Yeah, don't expect anything extraordinary to happen, like it's commonly used the language, miraculous way. No. Everything is already miraculous. Yeah, don't wait any extra miracle. Everything is already miracle. So, of course, don't confuse that the prophetic miracles are different. No, this is for prophetic purpose, in order to make people feel in his own time, have the confidence in his claiming to be employed by God. It's nothing to do with you and me now. Yeah, now the message is here, clear in front of you. You study and apply it within your life and compare it with your own life realities. Is it really correct? Check it. Never accept anything. Even somebody says, this is from God. Oh, I don't know. How can I know? Yeah, but no, what are you talking about? Right? So never use, again, don't misunderstand this language, baseless claims that you have learned from your cultural, religious background. It doesn't help. It is an obstacle. Try to clear them as much as possible. Otherwise, you cannot make development, because I know it. It is what it is. It is a very, very important matter. I keep repeating this. No, 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 don't come to this class with your previous understanding. No, 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 just come with your own experience, not knowledge. Not knowledge that you learn. No, no, no. What are you experiencing within your life right now? Tell me. Right? Inshallah, we can do that. Okay. And it's strange. Look at, put yourself in the last word, when har. Now, we passed. If you have any questions concerning risale-i Rabbik, we can discuss. If you are not satisfied with it, please tell me. I'm happy, yeah, to hear any counter argument, but not saying, oh, I have heard from a sheikh, he said not like this. Oh, no, 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 I said, come on, okay. If you don't like it, here is the door to go out. We are here to satisfy ourselves, not imitate anybody. So, not me too. Just think about it. If it makes sense, okay. Now, think that the first time a man of no status in the society, an ordinary shepherd in the society, in the worst level of social strata. Do you understand? He was nobody, right? Nobody. Didn't have any knowledge. It was a famous, the most popular quality was being a poet. No, he never said any couplet in his life in a meaningful way until he claimed something very strange. He says, "Hey, look at me. All the rulers, men of sciences of that." I said there was not much really science, very simple level. But if you know anything, any quality, your the status, your heritage, whatever, or lineage, whatever you have regarded as higher than ordinary ones, come on, listen to me. James, don't be crazy, who are you? I think he's somehow, out of control. He says something very interesting. And people get either disappointed, deny it, or, well, come on, this man is just making up. And this man says, of course, the literal meaning is risale-i Rabbik. We discussed that. When har. Excuse me, sir. You claim something very high standard. It means I am employed by the creator, the owner of the universe. What? Don't make me laugh. He says, slaughter. Excuse me. I have been, or we have been slaughtering in that environment, camels and cows, maybe not, it's not very famous cows there, but goats was there. Put yourself in that conditions, in those conditions of life. This is just not later than, sure, all scholars agree that it's not later than second year of the mission, but some of them say towards the end of the first year. But no one really took him seriously apart from 2 people or 3. Yeah, his wife. It's interesting. If your wife, well, I don't know who's married here, if your wife confirms that you are an honest man, it's a very important thing. But it's very rare. It is very rare. Everybody looks for it. No, I have to suffer, but okay, this is the word we have to get along with. This all sorts of things. So if your wife says, yes, my husband is the perfect man, never tells lies, etc., etc. And I trust him. I know him personally. Of course, we are living together in the same, under the same, if there was no roof, but that time, within the same 4 square walls. So, okay. And he says, but only a few people. Yeah, his cousin, Ali. And one man, who's called Abu Bakr, but doesn't matter, but he was a man who has been searching anyways, going to the neighboring places under or doing business, but he said it wasn't my purpose to make to do business. But by the way, but what is the excuse? Who came? Oh, I came to sell something to you. But in fact, he said, he explains this. In fact, my purpose is these people have different understanding of the world, different culture. They are saying something different from Meccan people. Yeah? No. But we don't have any of this. Right? Around, surrounding Arabian Peninsula, or on the outer side of Arabian Peninsula. It means on the east and south and somehow west of Arabian Peninsula is Zoroastrians, Christians, and small minority, very small minority moved from Yemen to Medina, Jews, but they didn't mix up. They were very proud of their own culture, which is nothing but being proud of their tribes and making, producing poems. That is their culture. And they were very good at making skin, working on skin. That's it. That is their art, skin, because they didn't have any fruit or vegetables or farming, so they were just animal breeders. That's it. Very simple. Extremely simple. Maybe the simplest. As far as I understand, their culture, the Meccan culture, was the simplest culture of that age. So India was the center of, it's interesting, Asia was the center of civilization, technology of that time. They didn't have any of them. They didn't even know if they existed. So later on they learned. So Abu Bakr was investigating, and one thing, we have nothing like the neighboring countries, if you like countries that time, neighboring people. And as soon as he heard the Prophet say, oh, that is what I have been hearing from other people. This kind of things. We have no human value, really, apart from being proud of my tribe and dying for it. Just, they were proud of people. Okay, or being killed by a rival tribe. Also, it was a sense of pride for the people if they are killed in a war with the rival tribes. Look at this idiocy. The mind of the people didn't change yet. Still, they are proud of their nation and going on war and even dying for the sake of it. That is our martyrs for what? Yeah, do you understand? The civilization or the set of mind of the people has not changed, except for those heed the message from the Prophet. So this man says, it is interesting. When we have been doing that. What do you mean? We have been slaughtering animals. What do you mean, slaughter? What is it? Now, in order to understand this, it's meaningless, actually, if you take it literally. What did he say? Let's see our translations. Where are you? Okay. and Lord, that make your sacrifice to him alone. Or interpreted in a way, it's all right. But it means when har lirabbik or lahu. All right? That's the translation took it. Otherwise, there is no such thing. Make your sacrifice to him alone. Your sacrifice. There is no your sacrifice. There. Wanhar. Salat. Yep. Those people who know Arabic, I think you are familiar. Wanhar. Salat. Is there anything? Your sacrifice? Yeah. Okay. What will you feel? This strange guy, poor, orphan, no have any property status in the society, nobody actually, a shepherd. He was shepherd that time, right? And he says, Wanhar, slaughter. Don't you laugh at him? But go back to the context now. Inna a'tainaka. Hey, human beings, kahis. Ka means we gave you. Who is you in the Quranic language? Everybody, and you. When you read it, you. Yeah? Yeah. For example, I was amazed to understand that and also wanted to share with you. For example, nafiletelek. Tahajjud. It means waking up at night. Nafiletelek. That means it is an arbitrary, not a compulsion, it's an order for you to wake up at night. People are, I don't know, how they understand the Quran. Say that it is only for the Prophet. If it is for the Prophet, what does it tell me? It's crazy. What am I going to do? It was extra worship ordered for him. Well, Nafile is not ordered anyways. So it is for him only. Oh, Prophet, wake up at night. It is for you. Not somebody else. Okay. What is it to do with me as far as the eternal message is concerned? But there is an interesting point here. Nafile, it means the one who reads it. Who reads it? Murat reads it. Okay. Murat. Right? Or Feryal reads it. When you read it, you say, it is for you, Feryal. Yeah? And it is good for you. But it means leke, as far as you are concerned, only for you. He said, Salli li Rabbik, only for your Lord. Right? Only for you. Now, for you, are you going to wake up? Who's married? You are married. Okay. When you wake up for Tahajjud, are you going to ask your wife, come on, wake up for Tahajjud? You cannot ask. It means you cannot make it public. Right? It is for you. Take it for yourself. If you like, nafile, if you like. Right? So this is what we should understand. The Quran, when you say wanhar lillah, yeah, but within the context you can. This translator, every translation is the same. I'm not saying it's bad, but they are trying to convey the message as much as they can. So, fasalli lirabbika wanhar lirabbika. Within the context in Arabic grammar, you can get it. Fasalli lirabbika. Now, sorry, wanhar lirabbika. You can get it. That's why the translator covered them to say, make your sacrifice to him alone. Okay? Which is not wrong at all. But when you understand this, the conditions, this man says, this nobody, because no significance at all, don't take it really seriously, those people who write Sirah, biography of the Prophet, tries to make him as high as possible. Yeah. Even they don't say that he was a shepherd and he was nothing. He didn't know no property at all. He had no knowledge at all, no superiority about anything, no status at all. Mm-hmm. They don't say this. Why? The people, general people, say, oh, this one wasn't a significant guy. Yeah, why should I admire him? He was just a simple man. So why should the people follow him? Not follow you. That's the point. You don't follow somebody because he is a man of status. You don't follow somebody because he is a man of knowledge. Right? You don't follow somebody because he is the leader of the tribe. No, it means that it would mean, if you do that, you will mix up with the idea of elitism. Yeah, that is what the oppositions raised the voice against the Prophet, saying that, look, we are the knowledgeable ones. We have the power over the tribe. If God was going to give a message to us, the God is expected to give the message to the most honorable one in the society. But the case is just the reverse. Yeah, don't really misunderstand when you read this, I don't know, certain mentality of the Sira writers. But it doesn't match the reality, historical reality that we hear. But they are choosing one way. So this man says Wanhar. It means slaughter. Of course, it doesn't make sense. And it is a, how to say, laughing stock for them. We are experts on slaughtering. So we can even slaughter the camel while he's standing with no hurting at all. So we are experts on the war. You don't know even how to slaughter a goat. Well, you understand? What are you talking about? So go back to context. Context says, now you have to be consistent in acknowledging the source of everything, every benefit you get, and the source. And this source is the owner of the universe, arranged the universe for you. Yeah, you get one orange. Nowadays, the orange season. You get one orange. Now, without sun, can you have an orange? Yeah. Without night and day, can you have an orange? Yeah. Without season, the climate, can you have an orange?
Yes.
Without climate, no. So, it is interesting. So all these things are arranged for you only in order to have an orange, even one orange.
So by definition of the source of existence, meaning eternal absolute, there is no thing, no act that does not provide a connection to the source of existence, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No matter what the
There
act might
must be no action, not there is.
Right, okay.
Because it is your conclusion as a result of investigating the creation. Yeah, that's why we have to use this language. Not there is no, there must be. That's my conclusion. It means. Yeah.
Right.
If something is not your conclusion, it means you are copy pasting. Right? You have to be very careful with the language, but I keep correcting it. I know, don't feel anything, resented or this man is not satisfied even with any change of the word, something. Yes, I am. I'm not. So not I am. I am not satisfied if the sentence or the phrase is perfectly meaningful, reasonable, approvable, confirmable. Do you understand? So otherwise, don't speak. Don't speak in the name of religion. I'm not saying you. You shouldn't. But we are reasoning here. While we are reasoning, of course, we are doing exercise. When I do exercise, I make lots of mistakes. Yeah. Okay. Continue now.
So the only way to not connect with what must be the source is to actively deny that.
Actively deny. It
That
means
there-
practically, it would mean a denial.
Right.
But denial has two, at least two, there may be many, but at least two. One is purposefully denying. The other one is as a result of negligence, taking notice of it, you are indifferent towards it, so you ignore it. But mostly among the people who are inclined to accept that, yeah, there is meaning in the universe. It is a wonderful universe. Cannot exist with God, but without a creator, cannot exist. So there must be a creator, and therefore this creator is called God, right? Okay. It reminded me something. I said, when you worship God, what do you mean by God? The guy said, Allah. I said, that is very Muslim. So embarrassing logic, Unfortunately, we have no logic. We have no reason. Unfortunately, that's the case. We are just indoctrinated certain languages. We have to admit that. We have to take it seriously and educate ourselves. So,
What would be a better answer than Allah?
sorry?
What would be a better, more confirmable answer than saying
Enter that?
Allah? If you ask somebody, why are you worshiping, and says Allah, and you don't look like you're very convinced with that.
At all.
What would be
Zero
a better-
conviction.
What would be a better?
Sorry?
What would be a better answer?
No.
Confirmable.
If you want your conclusion, bring your conclusion. Why do you believe in God? I don't know what is the difference between God and Allah. This is a matter of language. So what do you mean by God? What do you mean by Allah? The same thing. But when we use Allah, we think that we are confirming our prejudice. So we have to be brave. We have to accept. So in order to open up ourselves, otherwise just we keep repeating ourselves. Yeah, same challenging within ourselves. Going into your room as if, and like Don Quixote, you're challenging the world that I am wisdom, I am superior to everyone, I am saved, you are just damned, etc. What are you doing? It's pointless. Pointless. Okay, it doesn't solve it. Changing the language doesn't solve the problem. Your mindset must change. Your means, all of us actually. Yeah, mindset must change. So within the context, we now follow it. We have given you perfection, satisfaction, okay? Freely, everything, the universe, you, and the mission, giving you the prophet. Somebody says, I have got the message, and well, look at the message. If you really seriously studied, the same thing the message is saying. But I didn't know how to express it. I wasn't really sure about it. After reading the message, I said, okay, it is confirmed. It doesn't contradict. It shouldn't. So, okay. And this one is Kawthar, means really abundance, means no end. It means full satisfaction. Full satisfaction of your human expectations. Okay. And be firm. Consistent in acknowledging who your Lord is. Okay? And wanhar. From the sequence of the context, why do you get wanhar? Slaughter? Slaughter? What? Do you think anything to do with animal? In practical life, you say slaughter. But at the same time, can I tell you something? For example, if someone, not only me, slaughter your ego. What does it mean? Slaughter your false assumptions. Of course, I always say, slaughter your previous knowledge of religion. So that's my speciality or sensitivity. I don't really, I get frightened. I don't like it. Plus frightened if someone comes and brings his previous baggage and says, but in our religion, Allah says, Salam alaikum. Out. I don't say out, but out of our context. Yeah, I don't pay any attention to it. So, because it is very dangerous. I'm not afraid of atheists, by the way. I can speak to them. I can have communication with them. But the religious ones, I cannot manage it. Really, I'm frightened. So, I am a strange guy. So, follow the sequence now. Stand firm with your satisfaction and consistent in it. Try not to forget in every event, or in every opportunity, remember it, practice it, and get satisfaction within yourself, right? Not be proud of yourself and go and shout and blame others. No, within yourself. I am satisfied with my Lord. He is always with me. He never ignores me, and he's treating me in the best way and free. Okay, and as a consequence of this, what are you expected to do when slaughter your self-centric, carnal interpretation of your world. This is yours, egoistic production. Everything, I am the center of the world. Yeah, I am the center of the world. Everything must be as I want, not as a human being. My caprices. But most of caprices are the product of what? Passion. There's atheistic secular civilizations and their values. They inject in our minds, in our feelings. You can say nowadays, you cannot do anything. Can I give you a typical example? Yeah, but be careful when you get married. I hope you didn't do that, huh? Those Malaysians, you didn't do that, inshallah. No, you cannot have a marriage ceremony like this. I kill myself, most of the mothers claim. Yeah. If you don't have it, if you don't do it in my way, or your wife must be here, where is it? She disappeared. Maybe she sensed what I'm going to say.
I want to hear that.
So, but this is very, very real for especially Muslim society. You cannot have it. Or those people think that they are high class in the society. They cannot go against their tradition. You know that? Yeah. They cannot go anything against their tradition. It's all egocentric. I and we. We means what? Not human beings. No. We means our family, our honor, family honor. What is all idiotic. But that is the reality, what's going on in the world. Yeah? We have to be very careful. What am I doing? Am I really created to do this or not? Does doing this leads me to acknowledgement of my Lord? Yeah, when I do that, I will become more and more aware of who my Lord is. Or when I do this, and my family will be satisfied. Which one are you satisfying? Yeah? Which is a very difficult subject. Hard. It is the challenging for us. Yeah.
I mean, I may know the answer, but does a situation exist where you are, let's say, in somewhat awareness of the fact that you are perpetuating a belief such as, about family tradition or something that people do or believe?
It's not belief. It
But-
is
or-
just culture.
Or like a practice.
Because
let's
by
say.
definition, excuse me, by definition, the belief means
Conclusion.
must be in ghaib. That is called belief. If a thing not related to ghaib is absolute word, right? What the universe refers to, points to, it is not belief. It is just assumption.
Okay.
So you can say
Assumption.
culture.
So I know that it may be cultural.
Yeah.
Yet I am tell myself that I will still experience this in order to know my creator. Is that flawed?
Is it, can you do that by experiencing secular or understanding of the word, satisfying your somebody else in your environment, whatever your family or I don't know. But is it can you get any satisfaction from secular means? You cheat yourself. Yes, you can do it. You can cheat yourself, saying that, okay, my mother and my father or my uncles or aunties are happy with this culture. So, because they are happy, I'm happy. What is it? But فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ, not فَصَلِّ لِأَبَوَيْكَ. Yes.
What if, you think about it and you see that, you're bringing everyone together and you're like in the case of a marriage ceremony, right? That you're bringing everyone together and you're feeding them, and you want everyone to make dua for you, then you can't you, then you think that, oh, Allah is making it in this way that, for a marriage ceremony, you bring people together and it's like you're moving forward. It's, I feel like
what the Prophet says, well, understand, this is just the excuse that we invent. So the Prophet says, if a banquet is offered and Allah's curse, let Allah's curse will be on the banquet where there's no needy, poor people. You understand? It's a very real. So, needy ones. Call needy ones. Feed them. Why do you wait for marriage ceremony? Marriage ceremony, you need witness. Witnesses that you declare publicly that I am getting married under the law, the desire, let's say, order of my creator, and this marriage is declared in the name of Allah, not in the name of culture, in the name of mother-in-law. No. In the name of my family tradition. No. In the name of God, who is my Lord. So what this verse says, wanhar is a very powerful word. We reduce it to one sayah, slaughtering a sheep during the Eid celebrations. Okay, that is your Lord wants you to do. And distribute a third of the meat to the needy. Why don't you do it any time you want? Why do you wait for a special occasion? Once a year, make it as an formal. I'm not denying the fiqh side of it, but that's my interest. Study the Quran for belief, not fiqh, from belief perspective. So when you in this discussion, when you listen to people here, our purpose is to understand the belief aspect of the message, not the fiqh aspect. It's a very minor thing. A third of the religion is somehow related to fiqh matters. 97% of the teachings, the message of God about what? Here it is. Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar. Where is fiqh in it? Where is fiqh in it? There was no prayer that time when this chapter was revealed. Where is fiqh rules there? You cannot make a fiqh rule here. And wanhar, that's why those people who have this mindset, they say wanhar means slaughter a sheep or a cow by 7 people during Eid al-Adha. What is it to do with it? There was no Eid, no Adhan, no Eid al-Fitr. There was no Ramadan, anything that time. The guy is a strange guy, standing up in the society and claiming the most powerful status in the society. Every one of you should follow me. What? It is impossible to digest. Yeah, it is impossible to digest. I was there. If I was there, I wouldn't really listen to men and even spend 5 minutes for them. Why? Who are you, man? We are saying all crazy things. So look at the star, look at the sun, and how they are acting. Okay, so what? Reflect on them. I have reflected on them, okay. I reflect on them and write poems. So what do you mean? So, you know this word is transient, and no one will benefit from his status in this world, and there will be an eternal life afterwards, eternal creation again. You are not going to be forgotten. All the schools of, but this is the what? 15th revealed chapter. We have been studying from the first revealed chapter up to now. What we have been dealing with? All these phenomena happening in the world, and how am I going to see them and evaluate my life and check myself again? Which kind of view I have? Is it really right one? Yeah? Is it really a right one? Every tribe says my culture is better than that. Yeah? Which one? Oh, of course, my tribe is better. Right? Of course, my tribe is better. Only, by the way, only the Bedouin Arabs were admiring Jewish tribes because Jewish tribes were much higher than civilization, than Arabs. Arabs didn't know almost anything apart from making tents. That the Jewish tribes used to know. They had their own architect. They had their own source, which is divinely inspired. What? Divinely inspired? The knowledge was very widespread among Jewish society, and the Arabs did nothing. Yeah. So was there no education system? Nothing. But Jews had in Medina, their education system. They used to educate their new generations with Torah teachings. Arabs, nothing. Now, they were admiring it so much that, like our position is now, people come and get information, knowledge, and qualification in America. So they send their American, pay for it. But Arabs couldn't pay. They were not really rich. So what they did, they gave their children to Jewish families, not all of them, of course. It was a tradition in order to get education among them. They were admiring. So do you understand? Otherwise, everybody is proud of his own tribe. That's their value. It is very strange. We have to understand how the message, the Prophet, and the Quran emerged in this kind of conditions, but without trying to exaggerate and show it high. The position of the Prophet, position of the language of the Quran. But of course, we have to understand the value of the teaching itself. So we have to go through the same stages. That's why we are following it, following the chronological order of the order of the Quran, chronological order. Why? How we should develop our personality as well. So our understanding of religion as well. So when har means cut. Cut from what? Slaughter. What? Slaughter what?
Again, the context of what?
Yeah, within the context now. Let's come to this context now. Not the context of the historical background of the revelation. Now, for you and for me, when I say when har, shall I wait until the Eid Adha? And if I am not rich, I don't have to finish. Forget it.
This sacrifice will mean very different things for everyone. Everyone will need to make different sacrifice to get to communicate with the Creator.
In order to get
To
communication, to communicate with your Creator. That's a good point. Where is that one? But if you attach your feelings, your expectations, your culture, pulling you back under certain stuff, don't misunderstand. Okay, yes, we are friends. Under certain interpretation, I am asking the brothers and sisters to come and pray for us and have a salon. Excuse me. Do you have to have a salon? Just ask them here. Come to this class and declare yourself. Hey, we are going to get married. Okay, you are witnessing. Okay, but you witness for the sake of Allah. Yes, all right. And distribute some seeds for us. Nice reminder. That's it. That's it. We can benefit from. Why do you make fuss about it? And declare that, look, we are aware that this marriage is taking place under the consciousness of our Lord. So we are going to share our intimacy, our honor, our responsibility within ourselves. That's how we are created. The Quran says, Zawjain. Yes, that's what we are created for. So we are aware of it. We have to fulfill the need that Allah gave me through this way. And I am aware that by doing this, I will be more and more conscious of my Creator. That's what we are doing. That's why we are sharing our private life, which is very, very strange. Very strange. One day I was traveling as usual in the subway. Somebody came and sat next to somebody, not the female or male, no, two males, right? And the seat was not really wide enough. So the other man excused in between this. The other man said, please, man, don't touch me. No, it is so. That's human. Yeah. Don't touch me. You are just pushing me, and not without pushing, but you're touching me, and I don't feel comfortable because you are touching me. Now, okay, when you get married, what happens? You know better than I do. So this man has a dignity which doesn't allow, even another man, not the sexual things, all right, gender relation, in another man, touching him. Now, this human dignity cannot accept it. But the same human being declares that, you see, not touching further than this, we will be living together. Further, much further than this. Yeah? Why? That's how we are created. In need of this, and we are going to fulfill it in order to, again, fulfill it in order to get to know our Creator better, who provide the compassion, who provide the serenity, peace between two strangers. Same people. Who did it? And why do you enjoy it? Why? Of course, within the secular conditions, you may not enjoy it. You may find yourself in a trouble and find yourself in a trouble. So, but if you have this understanding of the word, you feel really, alhamdulillah, serenity, comfort, satisfaction with each other. And that's what we are acknowledging. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Yeah. You gave me this need and you gave me this satisfaction, the means of satisfaction. And through this, I acknowledge you. Yeah. That's what we do here. When we are hungry, we eat. The same thing. The same thing. So when her cut all your other considerations, complexes, inherited cultural values, yeah, especially completely artificial fashion that imposed on us, completely artificial, or your own, well, I cannot do this. No, cut it, cut it. Otherwise, you cannot travel on the path which takes you to Lord. Isn't it true? One heart. So, salli, one heart. Without one heart, you cannot salli, if you like. Yeah? If you don't cut. So, if your heart is spread or split, can your Lord wake up?
Could it also mean to cut off anything else that you might worship? You know,
Well,
like
that's what
status,
worship
yeah.
is. Okay, I can ask you, it's a good question. Anything else that you might worship? Give me one example. Yeah. For example, worshiping what? In fact, more fundamental question is, worship means for that necessarily, don't take it personally. You don't have to give an answer if you have not a clear understanding of the word. Worship is a big word. So includes lots of things in it. So when you say, don't worship anything else than God, what does it mean? But a practical culture says, well, don't worship money, etc. What do you mean by worshiping money? Huh? No one says, I'm worshiping money.
To do anything for the sake of money.
To do anything for the sake of money, but even for the sake of money, why are you expecting money to come to you in order to satisfy your need, right? So when you worship money means the practical example. It's a very practical, but it's more detailed than this, but it's a very practical on the surface actually. Worshipping money means seeing that the source of my satisfaction is this, rather than the creator of the universe. Now, go back to anything. For example, your father, your family reputation. Yes, your according to your own definitions, your dignity. This kind of things are or can be the point of worship. It means anything which is seen as the source of anything positive for you. It is the worshiping. So worshiping God means very simple. Whoever satisfies you, or whoever the source of existence of where you get satisfaction, acknowledging and acting accordingly is worship. Now, don't use this, to me, very meaningless, silly language, worshiping idols. Who worship idols? Who worship idols? What is this worshiping idols? Who accepts that this status has satisfied my need? But I made it. Yeah, I paid for it. I can break it every time. It's nothing to do with reality at all. But the people used to worship idols. 360 idols were made up a number. No one can prove that there were 360 tribes around Mecca. So, but it's a made up. For each day there is an idol. It's a made up story, you know. But they were the representatives of the tribes when they come for the religious purpose, which is called pilgrimage. And when they come there, they used to pay pledge or allegiance to their representative of their tribe. Yeah? So we have to be very careful. That is idol. I mean, in the language of Sanam, in the language of the Quran, Sanam. So Asnam is mostly used word, plural of Sanam. So it is not really worshipping, but they didn't have any other value. They thought, you know, I get security from her, my tribe. Who provides security for those people? Huh? For these primitive Bedouin Arabs? Who provide the security?
The people of power in the tribe.
The tribal relationship. Yeah, I have to take care of you. You have to take care of me. So worshipping means, well, seeing that the tribe is the source of security for me. It's worship. So if someone realizes that the source of security is the one who has created me and the universe, yeah, that's the worship. Right? So again, anything which deviates you or prevents you from, it is the word used in the Quran, luring you away from the path of reaching and understanding and being sure of your Lord, is to be Salat. Isn't that beautiful? I really love the language and the structure of the language, even the beauty of the Arabic word. So those people used to listen to the Prophet reciting this kind of things to the people. We have never heard such language. It's Arabic, but not structure. None of the, but the very, very few exception. None of the famous, very famous literature they study now, classical Arabic, and read these classical poems written by the people that time. Mainly it is about what? Description of beautiful women, mainly. Why? Because women is not women. Women is their tribe. Yeah? By talking about women, they mostly talking about the virtues of their own tribes. Mainly. Very rarely some poets refer to look at the universe, everything is declaring something, so they are meaningful, etc., but rare cases. So while people are really, the culture is just mixed with, not mixed really, like a web, spider's web.
Integrated.
Sorry? Integrated with these concerns. Somebody comes and says, إنا أعطيناك كالكوثر فصلي لربك وانحر. What is he talking about? It's a completely different language. Not Arabic, but completely different structure. What is he talking about? What's this? إن شانك هو الأبتر. Now, inshallah, this for next week. But inshallah, I think we get understood in general what is very short, but very powerful message. But also, if you are careful, if you question, but in order to question, you have to free yourself from what? Yeah, what you were told when you were a child. So if you don't really put it out before you enter this room, it's very difficult to get this. Beauty also. Language, beauty of the language also very striking, because when I read this, I in my imagination, I go to Mecca, imagination, and think of the life of the people there. Not many people, well, around the same population was 1,100 people only. Historians, these Sira writers, make Mecca the greatest center of business transaction. Only 1,100 population is a small. Apart from Kaaba, no one will know such a city existed that time. No, nothing. We got nothing really as a civilization you can say beautiful architecture or something. There's nothing. So this mentality is out of inferiority complex. We don't want to have our religion flourished, emerged in a very primitive society. Let's make it something attractive. People were very intelligent or something. They didn't know how to read and write. Many of them even read and write. They didn't have any book, no institution of education, anything, no. Just born and go to the desert or to take care of the animals, right? So where this is the conditions, and a man comes with no status in the society, though he was very famous as an honest man. Man, we would say that this guy, I've never heard this guy telling a lie. It doesn't give a status to you in the society, right? You can be simple, but man, trusted man, it's just a trustful man. You can trust. And when you see this within this context, I say, oh, exactly the same thing I find myself now. It's a complete ignorance. The people, I came out of the subway. There was a long line in front of Pulu something. I don't know whether you experienced it. No, you drove. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a long line.
For what?
Jazz.
Sorry?
Jazz.
What do they get? Any meaning for their life?
Potentially.
Sorry?
Potentially.
You get meaning?
If they use it as a means of
Do they think anybody there in order to go and see what they are going on, in order to understand their Lord and support them?
potentially?
No.
Probability-wise.
Sorry?
I was going to say probability-wise.
It's out of 1 million or something. Now, it is possible, but I don't think anyone waiting there in order to experience this. So, sorry?
Maybe some of them will come to the class later.
You're saying maybe some of them will come to the class later on.
So, because we are close, hopefully they may hear us. Yeah, okay. So, it is not much different conditions that we are living in, to me. So we have to watch out, and we have to appreciate the value of the message we receive. Inshallah, slaughter, never forget. Before, my classical conclusion is this: before slaughtering the source of false claims, la ilaha, you cannot say illallah. So, wanhar, so that you will salli li rabbik. Do you understand? Yes. Sometimes it is very useful to read the verses from reverse direction, because it goes or develops this, develops in one way. So if you go reverse that, you understand that this is the last aim. But in order to reach the beginning, you have to come from there and conclude that everything is freely given to me. Yeah, acknowledge it. It's not difficult to understand at all. The only difficulty is if we are lazy in cutting off and looking for an excuse to justify our cultural understanding of religion. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. I'm very sorry I have exploited your patience. Oh yeah, it is more than 14 minutes later than deadline. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you. See you on Saturday, inshallah, and not possible Saturday, Sunday. But Saturday, you know that, in Woodhaven from now on, unless otherwise announced. Assalamu alaikum.